Hi everyone. So this is episode 2 of essentially the weekly updates that I give on my one-to-one students and what they are up to and what they're currently doing within their businesses. Now, the reason why this has actually taken longer than a week is because obviously with it being Q4, with it being December, a lot of the one-to-one students I had when reaching out to suppliers, brands and whatnot, the responses obviously weren't there, obviously, because during December companies aren't really focusing on inbound. So yeah, it's currently January the 7th. So I've had a couple of sessions literally this week since the 5th of Jan, which is when a lot of companies got back. And I've already had, to be fair, quite a bit of success from the people I work with and the one-to-one students. So straight off the bat, I can say, let's start with, obviously I'm not going to name names, but okay, so one of the one-to-one students I have, we had a call yesterday, actually Monday, I believe, 2 days ago, right? And well, 3 pieces of good news, really. Good news. Well, the first piece of good news was that they've tied down an international supplier looking to offer them exclusivity across multiple brands, which they have sole distributorship for essentially in the UK. So that's good. So yeah, that was the first thing that they said, which they found using one of the sourcing methods, which obviously I show them. So now an angle and again, this supply which they're working with, that's going to bring them, I would say, anywhere between, I would say, 10 and 20,000 pounds of revenue per month. And it's a really cool supplier, actually. Like I said, they're an international supplier which have sole rights of import into the UK for, I think, maybe 5 or 6 or 7 brands. I'm not too sure. Or actually might be more than that, actually, but it's 6 or 7 brands which are of interest. Obviously by my one-to-one students, And now, yeah, that's going to be an extra 10 or 20 grand, 20 to 30 grand a month in rev. That's obviously going to be added to their business. Now, what I've said to them is, yeah, this is great, but we've got to look a bit further than this and essentially get this international supplier, right? Essentially, now we've got an international supplier who is willing to send stock to you in the UK and represent, well, essentially, and allow you to represent these companies in the UK marketplace, right? Exclusively. Then what you can do is, which is what I said to him, I said, you can get this international supplier to act as your mouthpiece in a way whereby you can source different brands from said country and tell your supplier, your international supplier, look, we want to stock this brand, this brand, this brand, and this brand. Contact them and see if you can make it happen. Because from their point of view, right, they're going to be making more money because my one-to-one student's going to be buying thousands of pounds worth of goods from them, right? Based on obviously the brands which they weed out from Amazon. And said brand internationally gets exposure in the UK marketplace, or further exposure in the UK marketplace, as well as a distributor in the UK marketplace as well. So it's a win-win-win for all parties, right? Now, that is something which is great because obviously when they came to me and said, look, we've sourced this opportunity, right, whereby we've got an international distributor giving us exclusivity across a number of brands, right? We've got this really cool deal. I said, that's great, right? Yes, I know that's going to add 20 grand a month in revenue, right? However, let's think of this a bit differently now, right? Let's think about how we can actually use this company, right? Whereby we know they are able to literally, you can get them to act on your behalf. They can reach out to the brands in that international country for you, right? They can negotiate with that brand for you. They can get accounts open with that brand for you. Them being a much more safer place for that brand to do business with because it's another company in that country, right? And then once those deals are sorted, you can then represent these new brands in the UK marketplace that already have revenue on Amazon, right? So I expect this to be the start of a pretty good relationship, to be fair, between them and this supplier, which is abroad. We went through their first £10,000 order, which essentially we looked at the invoice, we went through it, went through some of the SKUs, went through some ways in which we can add to that order and just build up an order bigger than £10,000, really widening the SKU count and really testing more SKUs and understanding the data that we want to be getting from this first order. And yeah, I just made him realize, look, this first order is the stepping stone, right? It's just a start. We can get exclusivity, right? All these deals across these certain number of brands from abroad. This is just a start, because we can use this same company to get more deals, more exclusivity deals for brands in that country as well. So went through that invoice, gave them that advice, made them really understand the importance of this company, right? And understand how to navigate this situation, right? So that's great. Also, great news, one of the brands that we've been working with or working on to try and battle them and get an account open and get some pricing and actually stock their products has sent them, is opening up an account with them, which is great. This same company we've actually found on a sourcing session, believe it or not. We found it on a sourcing session, on our one-to-one sourcing session. This brand, I believe it does over 10 grand a month in revenue as well. Found it on a sourcing session. They reached out. They got the typical, we don't work with Amazon sellers. We only supply industry specific. They just said exactly what I told them to say after having a meeting. I showed them what to say to the brand, how to present to this company, right, in regards to they can offer them value, what data points to look at, what business will look like with this company. So they did exactly that, and lo and behold, guess what? It went from, sorry, we don't want to work with you, we only supply industry specific, to yes, let's work together, let's get an account open. So as soon as the turn of the year happened, 5th of Jan, right, 6th of Jan, right, as soon as companies started actually fully going back, got that account open. So that's essentially 20 to 30 grand in revenue added to their business, literally, first week back of the year, which is great. And then there was the third deal with another company. I forgot the name of the company in my head, but obviously I can't say it out loud. And I can't remember where they were up to in regards to that. The reason why I can't remember where they are up to in regards to that is because yesterday evening they sent me a WhatsApp saying, I got a WhatsApp from them saying they basically found a new supplier which they can build up around a 10 to 15 grand order with, and that 10 to 15 grand order will be full of SKUs between 40 to 50% ROI, again, which is great. How do they find this opportunity? Again, using one of my sourcing methods, which are completely unsaturated, by the way, because no one does them, no one thinks about them. So that's that. So that if they're placing an order of between 10 to 15 grand, that's going to be another 20 grand in revenue added to their business a month, right? So that's what 3 deals, which will get them to around 40 to 50 grand a month in revenue, and they've been working together with me since October, November. So actually, December's a write-off, that don't count, right? October, November, and now we're in the 3rd month, Jan, so 2 and a bit months, right? And we've got them into positions to add 50 grand a month in revenue to their business. So that's great, right? And this is just a start. These guys are working with me for 12 months, right? And yeah, I really can't wait to see where we get with them. So, and funny enough, they've literally just sent me, I've literally got a WhatsApp, literally in the last 10 minutes from them saying, it's quite funny actually, saying, got a reply from a big supplier that asked us about brand registry, blah, blah, blah. And then obviously some help which they need with it. If I send it across to you, would you be able to proofread? Yeah, I'll do that for you. I said that they're going to send me an email of what they want us to proofread. But yeah, they look pretty good. And yeah, well, they're obviously asking them about brand registry. So clearly they want to do some work together, or they are interested. See, this is the thing. Once you've got these companies asking you about brand registry, they are leveraging your expertise, right? I just realized it's been like 9 minutes. I've only spoken about one of my one-to-one students, but yeah, they are leveraging your expertise, because the way we go in, right, is like, we are specialists in this marketplace. We are specialists in Amazon, on the Amazon marketplace, which is why these companies will want to work with you. And this is exactly what we do. So we're like these companies that, like my one-to-one students I'm reaching out to, it's not just your typical reach out. No, it's presenting ourselves in a way and helping my one-to-one students understand how we want to present ourselves, what piece of data we want to look at, how we want to use this data as value adds, right? So that is a very, very important thing, right? So that's one of my one-to-one students, which I've covered. Another one would, see, then again, I can cover another one now. This is someone else I work with one-to-one who literally breaking down a supplier, which is going to add, I would say, between 40 to 50 grand a month in revenue to their business as well. Now, where are we at with this supplier? Well, this supplier is higher barrier to entry, so they want us to place an initial order with SKUs which they have given us before they give us access to the full catalog. So obviously we're going to place that initial order. I believe that initial order is going to be a couple of grand, and the margins on it will be pretty healthy, not like the healthiest of the healthiest, but this is with the idea of that we're going to make a short-term sacrifice for long-term gain, because once we place this order, we're going to get access to the full catalog, and then that full catalog will then give us, or my one-to-one student, between 40 and 50 grand a month of revenue consistently, right? So that's just 2 of my one-to-one students. And that would be a second update, right? I can give you an update on another one, which is we are going through literally currently just opportunities which they are bringing me, right? This is how it works with all my one-to-one students. I show them all the sourcing, I show them all the information, then they bring... Apologies, my camera died there, so I've had to reset it up. But yeah, as I was saying, that's just literally 2 of my one-to-one students, right? I've got... Like, I only work with a few. Like, right now, I only work with 4 to 5. The other 3, I would say, all we are doing right now, they have just finished the actual information in the program, I would say. So where we're at currently is they are collating lists of 50 opportunities every week for me, right? It's the same that the 2 I've spoken about already, they've been on the program longer, which is why they are at the deal acquisition stage, the deal execution stage, whereby we're literally bringing revenue into their business, bringing profits into their business. And the other 3 or so, they've literally just finished the program, and they're bringing me the opportunities for me then to show them how to execute and acquire these deals, right? So it's pretty exciting times for them, because they literally have finished like the education. They're like, oh my God, there's so much opportunity here. They're going to bring me 50 opportunities. I'll probably say 40 of them aren't exactly what we are looking for. However, it's this learning and this understanding which is going to help them massively, because then the next week when they bring me 50, they're going to bring me 50 high quality ones. Right now, these 50 high quality ones, we'll tie down. Obviously, I'm not going to put a number to it, but like we'll tie down a good amount. Let's say, for example, the first one-to-one student example I gave you, whereby they're in a really strong position for these 3 deals, which will bring them around 50 grand a month in revenue. They've already brought me like, I would say 20 or 15 high quality companies, right? And like the world is your oyster. If you know what you're doing, if you approach with precision, right, and understand what the data looks like, these deals are so easy to acquire. But it's obviously just like, it's easy for me, like with experience and understanding of how the data moves and whatnot, what these companies are looking for. And yeah, so with the other 3, they've just finished education, and our next calls will be booked in once they've once they've sourced 50 opportunities, right? And once they have, we're going to jump on a call. I'm going to say, ignore. Oh, this is good. Let's do this. Let's attack this company this way. Let's say this to them. Look at this data point. Let's do this. And this is how they acquire deals, because these brands are like, oh my God, these guys are saying this to us. We've never heard anyone ever say that to us before. These guys are actually experts in Amazon. These guys actually understand what they're doing. We want to work with these guys. These guys have shown us that they could be spending 10 grand a month with us, as well as like doing us a favor on the Amazon side of things. Right. Obviously, I'm not going to go too much. Camera died again. Brilliant. But yeah, as I was saying, I'm not going to give too much away, because obviously that's what my one-to-one sessions are actually for, whereby I help these people. And yeah, it's just so cool to see, like, for example, most people I'm helping now have paid for different education before, right? And it's just so cool to know that I can work with these people and literally get their businesses to where they want it to be, just as a result of all the information I've collated, right? So yeah, that would be my update for this week, or this episode, right? So first one-to-one student I mentioned, we are currently in the process of literally tying up 3 deals, which will add 50 grand a month in revenue. Second one-to-one student, which I mentioned, we are currently in the process of tying up a deal, which will bring them around 40 to 50 grand a month in revenue as well. And I would say, well, the rest are currently in that process of bringing me these opportunities so they can get in the same position as well. So that's pretty cool. If you do want to work with me, before I even say that, I cannot wait in a couple of months to actually film these testimonials with these actual people, so you can see them and see how well they are doing, and just it's just, and see how their businesses have completely transformed. It's so funny because if you jump on my one-to-one program, I'll literally get you to message me, what's your current revenue? And then I'm going to show you everyone's revenue when they joined, and then everyone's revenue after they joined, right? And where they're at currently when filming the testimonial. And that's going to be really cool to see. But yeah, as I said, if you are interested in jumping on my one-to-one mentorship and applying for it and jumping on a call to see if you're a good fit, there's a link down below. See if you're a good fit. I don't work with anyone that has under £3,000 to invest into capital, just because, like, if you're going to work with me, we want to be, obviously, the more capital you have, the quicker it is to scale, the better, the stronger arm you have in negotiation. You're able to access high barrier to entry supplies, and you can make more of an impact with the information I'm giving you. You can really get the results you want with the information I give you. Anything less than £3,000, it becomes really difficult. Ideally, the more you have, the better. Closer to 5, 10, 15,000 pounds or better, because obviously the easier it becomes to acquire deals, and we can acquire deals which are doing higher amounts in revenue per month. But yeah, if you do want to apply for my one-to-one program, you can click the link down below and book in a completely free call with me to see if we'd be a good fit, right? So yeah, if you're interested, link below. I think I'll probably only take on, obviously it depends when this video comes out, but I'm not here trying to take on a lot of people. I only have a very few select people I work with that fit certain requirements. It's not only capital, you have to be hardworking, have drive, and actually be willing to put some work in, right? Because these guys I'm talking about who are getting into these positions are hardworking and actually like put some effort in, right? But yeah, I hope everyone has a good day. If you like the video, like the video. If you want to see if you're a good fit for the one-to-one mentorship, link down below in the description, and I'll catch you all in the next video.